Hello guys, so welcome to my channel. This is Mayur, and today we are going to solve the Pascal triangle problem. It is also again based on array. So we have to return the Pascal triangle. On lead code it is 118th problem. So to solve this problem, first let's understand how Pascal triangle is represented. So I have created one Pascal triangle here. So for Pascal triangle, the format is like this. First one, for second row, it is 1, 1. So the left hand side of the triangle will be always 1, right hand side of the triangle will be always 1, and intermediate element will be the addition of two numbers of previous row. So here 2 will be the addition of these two numbers. Here 3 will be addition of these two numbers, and here 3 will be addition of these two numbers. Likewise 6 is the addition of these two numbers. So in this way, to solve this, to make it simplified version of Pascal triangle, what we can do is we have to separate this first row so that we can make a logic very easy to understand. So first we need to separate this first row. Then again, these ones that we are talking about. So that also we need to somehow hard code it and calculate these in between values. So in this way, it is going to be an easy one. So I hope you understand how Pascal triangle is represented. So it is just addition of previous two elements just it above the element. So I have list down it into the four steps. So first step will be the validate the input. So if any, because in input we usually we get the number of level that we want to print. So that we need to validate as a good programming practice. Then after that, what we need to do is we have to ha- enter the first row as it is because it starts with one, and then for all the upcoming rows, what we have to do the looping over it. We will loop over it, and then we will try to form a current row. So as I said earlier, we can hard code the first one as it is, last one as it is, and calculate the value of in between element. In this way we will form the current row, and once the current row is formed, then we will add that current row into the output. So in this way we will go for all the levels, and once that level reached, then we will return the output. So these are only four simple steps through which we are going to solve this problem. So let's try to solve it on LeetCode compiler. So here what we are going to do here. So first as a first step, we have to validate the input. So if the input is less than or equal to 0, that means number of rows of Pascal triangle if less than or equal to 0, we will return the empty vector. So vector of integer, Pascal we can say, Pascal will return that vector as it is. So this is empty vector. If the empty vector is mm, that means if the number of rows is greater than 0, then we have to generate the Pascal triangle. So for this, what we need to do, first we have to form first row, because we will call to we will give the name uh, so that we can understand easily. So we'll give name VCT first row. We'll initialize this to 1 only, and then we'll insert that first row into the output vector. So VCT Pascal dot push back, and we will insert this into the output vector. Okay. Now, so here first step is completed. First row is also added. So second step is also completed. Now we will go for third step, which is a crucial step in this entire algorithm or in this entire solution. So for int I equal to 0, I equal to 1, because zeroth level is we have already considered. I less than number of rows, and we will increment the I. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to form the current row. Okay, so similarly we have to form the, let's call it as current row. We will initialize it with value 1. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to uh, append this value with end this row with 1 as well. Okay, so we will push back 1 here in the current row. In between, what we have to do is for mm let's take one more counter, int j is equal to 1, j is equal to 1, j less than I, because if you observe, we have if you observe in here, for first row we have one element, for second row we have two elements, for third row we have three elements, for fourth row we have four elements. So they are increased. So to make sure that okay, how many elements at each level, it is like which row we are traversing. So for this reason, we need loop to run this till less than I, but ith member will be 1, so that we are going to anyway add here. So this will do that job. Then so for this loop, what we are going to do, we have to calculate, we for this we need a previous row, right? So we need one more vector called as, let's say, previous row, just to make it simple. We are just copying previous row equal to mm, so I minus 1. Since we have started with 1, so zeroth element is already present, so it will not go beyond the vector's memory. So it is always going to have the previous row present. So that's why we blindly say I minus 1 as a previous row. So what we have to do is we have to just uh, push back the element into the current row. How? We have to just calculate the values of previous row. So push back which value? So here mm, vector of, since j is also started with 1, so we can easily do this j minus 1th element plus vector of vector of previous row and j. In the using these two elements addition, we can populate the new element which we have to put into the output, which we have to put into the current row. And once the current row is formed, we will put that uh, element put that current row into the output vector. Push back current row, as simple as that. So now since we have formed the current using current row, we have formed the entire triangle. Now just we have to return this Pascal triangle, because we have done all these steps. First we validate the input. In the second step we have inserted the first row, and then for next rows, uh, add for first element, add last element as a 1, add first element as a 1, and then for in between elements we have calculated using these two elements. So you can see here as well, like 1 and 2 addition 3 goes into the next row as the second element. So in this way we are going to calculate this Pascal triangle. So let's see if this works or not. So it is giving me the error like return VCT Pascal is not possible because we have to return vector of vector. Okay, so VCT Pascal Yeah, correct. Oh, line number 20. We are getting again some error. VCT previous row, semicolon we have missed. Okay, so our code is working for sample test case. Let's try to run it for all the test cases. Mm, yeah, it is working, and all the test cases were passed and our code got accepted. So fine. I will provide the link in the description box where I have checked in this code into the GitHub. So do check it out. And if you like the content, then please do share it, subscribe it. Thank you.